Welcome back, everybody. It's now 8:38. All summer long, we're watching the Gulf for any potential threats of hurricanes. There's nothing out in the Gulf this morning, but the National Weather Service says they expect an above-average season. Shern-Min Chow joins us now talking with Harris County Judge Ed Emmett.
Hurricane season has officially begun. It has been 9 years since the last major hurricane hit southeast Texas. And folks remember Hurricane Ike in 2008. Local officials want to make sure everybody is prepared. There have been some major improvements over the past decade in Galveston and Houston to sustain the blow of a Category 5 storm. Welcome back. I'm Shern-Min Chow. Joining us here this morning to talk about all of this is Harris County Judge Ed Emmett. So thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Big question, of course, is what has changed over those last 9 years? What kind of improvements have folks seen here?
Well, the biggest change for Harris County, and understand that as county judge, I'm the director of Homeland Security Emergency Management for the entire county. It's our job to coordinate. And the biggest change for us is we have a new emergency operations center that is literally the best in the country. We have 98 workstations. All our partners will be in one place. So we're much better coordinated than we were even in 2008.
That's very exciting news, and we get to see TransStar from time to time when things happen. We also have some file video, some pictures showing other upgrades that have been made around our area in Galveston. I know that's not a direct bailiwick, but that was a big deal when the water plant there flooded out and folks had a terrible problem there. So there have been some improvements there on the island too?
There have been, and it's important that people understand that we are a region. For example, when we have evacuations, one of my jobs is to make sure that the people from Galveston and Brazoria County can exit the area.
Yeah, and boy, these are painful pictures, but folks remember, you know, those evacuations and people trying to get out. You know, another big question, everybody coming to the Dome, folks didn't have any place to stay. A lot of people coming actually after Katrina also from Louisiana into the Astrodome. And one of the big problems was keeping in contact or finding lost ones, people you got separated from. Any changes for communications, cell service, that sort of thing?
Absolutely. The cell service has improved a great deal. But still, we emphasize that it's important that everybody have a plan and know where your family is going to be and how you communicate with each other. And if you have to meet up, where do you go?
Big part, of course, of the storm's flooding and the strong winds. So what do people who are new here need to know about that? And how many, just for the record, how many quote-unquote newbies do we have since, you know, since the last big one?
Well over 1 million have moved into our region.
Wow.
And of course, a lot of other people were very young, so they don't remember a hurricane necessarily. The main thing to know is, are you in an area, do you live in an area where you're subject to storm surge? Because those areas we're going to have to evacuate, quite likely. If you don't live in an area where you're in danger of storm surge, your only problem is really going to be the wind. And it's better that you ride that out, shelter in place, or now that phrase that has taken on a meaning of its own called hunker down. We want people to stay so that we don't get too many people on the road, because we all remember the Rita evacuation. The evacuation was far worse than the storm turned out to be.
Right, because the roads were clogged up, everyone else trying to get out, and it's really the true coastal areas where, as you say, storm surge people need to get out.
Everybody else needs to stay.
So what's the smart thing to do about that in terms of evacuation routes? What should you do to plan ahead?
The best thing to do, I know your station has a website people can go to, has all that information. Harris County has readyharris.org, which is a comprehensive site, and that will show you if the area you live in, if you're in one of the zip codes likely to evacuate, it will show you the nearest evacuation route. But that's really a personal decision. Where are you going to go? Make that decision now with your family if you live in an evacuation area.
Yeah, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas.
If you have relatives somewhere, go ahead and make those arrangements now.
The other big thing we remember from these storms and Ike and whatnot, trees that down the power lines because of those big winds, and folks out of power for 2.5, 3 weeks, which, you know, was stunning.
It was. I mean, we were prepared for the storm. We could have been better prepared for the aftermath, no question. But clearly the power companies have all gotten involved, and they're keeping those lines clear. But an individual homeowner can do a lot by going out, looking at your trees, seeing are there dead limbs that are likely to come down. Secure your property. Make sure you're not a cause of a problem.
Yeah, that I have to. I mean, I remember clearly in our street, in our yard after the storm, huge pine trees just, you know, like roadblocks that had covered the streets, and lots of places seeing water. But if you didn't see water, yeah, that storm, that wind damage was tremendous. Well, these are all important things, and yes, the phrase everybody knows by now, hunker down, coined by Harris County Judge Ed Emmett, but a wise one to be prepared ahead of the storm, not be reactive afterwards.
That's right. Now's the time to prepare.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
this morning.
you.
We appreciate your being here. And KHOU 11, helping you be prepared as well. You can pick up our KHOU 11 Hurricane Preparedness and Severe Weather Guide at Academy Sports and Outdoors, or right here at our studios. This is all brought to you by Aircon, Centerpoint Energy, Gas Generators, and Shell. Judge Ed Emmett, again, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, sending it back to you now, Ron.